Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Kurtis. Kurtis is a lawyer and he's from Kentucky in USA. So let's see what Kurtis has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi Kurtis, how are you?
Doing good. How about you?
Good, I'm very well, thank you very much. You just wait, what's the time right now over there?
It's 8 a.m.
Wow.
It's really cold.
Thanks so much for doing that very early morning for you today. Thanks so much. Kurtis, before we start the game, just tell me where you're from.
So I'm from Kentucky, United States, and I've lived a little bit everywhere, but Kentucky's been my home and where I grew up. If you can't tell a Kentucky accent.
And what do you do for a living?
So I am a lawyer, a life coach, and a writer. Are the few things that I focus on.
Amazing. Well, tell me, what's the most, what you like the most of being a lawyer?
Well, I focus in the elder field. So basically, I help the elderly plan their estates and save a lot of money, for their families long term. Help them save their farms and their homes from the high cost of long-term care. So that's having the ability to help people is by far the greatest thing of being a lawyer.
Okay, so you are a writer as well. So have you got any book out? Out right now, or?
So I've been working on a book this past year, and looking forward to hopefully getting it released in 2021. I do a lot of writing on blogs and poetry and different things like that. And I do with my life coach business. I write blogs that help people in terms of helping them through different setbacks and stuff.
Okay, Kurtis, so welcome to William and the Magic Box. I have this lovely box here full of random fun questions, okay? So what am I going to do now? I'm just going to play a music just for us to get in the mood before the first question. Ready?
Sounds good.
By the way, I like your jumper.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, amazing. Wow. Right, let's do it. Right, Kurtis, ready for the first question?
Sure.
Let's do it. Do you consider yourself a spiritual person, and how?
I definitely consider myself a spiritual person. I consider myself probably Christian, but I'm not really big on organized religion. And the reason for that is I'm obviously a gay man, and I've had a lot of trauma from that experience, being kicked out of the church and stuff for that. So, but I'm still very much a religious person, believe in God and all the great things that He's done for me. So,
great, very good, very good. Next question, shall we do it? Right, before the next question, what's the best and the worst of living in Hollisborough?
So the best part is my family's here, and the people here are incredibly nice. The worst part is probably the cold weather. That's just in general. I love warm weather, so I'd much rather be in like Florida or way down south, so that's the worst part.
Great. Next question is, if you could have a tea with a fictional character, who that would be and why?
With a fictional character, I'd probably say like Katniss from Hunger Games. Obviously, that's she's kind of considered from Kentucky area. So we probably have a lot in common. Both of us can shoot a bow and do those kind of things. So
great. Another one. Next question is, what did you want to be growing up?
I wanted to be president of the United States. I don't know if I want to do that anymore, but that's what I wanted growing up. So
And how, since when you realized that you want to be a lawyer?
I wanted to be a lawyer probably in high school. I studied a case called Tinker versus Des Moines, which really inspired me to become a lawyer. And that case was where students wore armbands to protest Vietnam, and they were not allowing it in their high schools. And so they had to go all the way up to the Supreme Court and get that decision to where that they could, have that free speech. So that kind of inspired me to want to help people and let people use their voices.
Amazing, very interesting. Are you happy with your new president?
Oh, absolutely. The new one.
Yes, the new one.
The new one.
Great. Let's get another question, Kurtis. Let's do it. Right. What is your favorite What is your favorite guilty pleasure TV show?
Ooh. Probably Teen Wolf. So it's kind of one of those like MTV type shows that teenagers that turn into werewolves and everything else. So
do you have brother and sister as well?
I have two older brothers that are 17 years older than me. So
17?
Yeah, 7 and 10.
Oh wow, so you're the spoiled one.
Absolutely, yeah.
Amazing.
I said I'm the smartest and best looking too, so.
Oh, if you say so, I'll believe you.
Yeah.
I hope they're not watching this interview in the future.
Right.
Let's get another question. Before the next question, you said about being gay. When did you come out?
So I came out officially when I was about 20 years old. I went off to college and kind of, because I grew up in the Bible Belt region, so everybody's incredibly religious here. I'm actually the only male in my family that hasn't been some sort of minister, so that makes me a little unique there. So, but I came out around 20 years old. I had my first boyfriend then, and so kind of had to come out at that point. So,
did you find a lot of supporting for your family at the time?
At the time, my mother pretty much told me, there was absolutely nothing I could do that, she wouldn't love me. So she kind of figured it out because she knew that would be the hardest thing for me to have to tell her of anything out there. She's like, you've got to be telling me that you're gay because that's the only thing that you could be this upset over. And other than that, I mean, my oldest brother really was not supportive at all. Still is. He's a Baptist minister himself. So, but I had a lot of amazing friends that really helped me through that time of my life. So,
it's interesting you say that about your families being very religious. I grew up as well like a Catholic, like Christian, and my family, they are always being very open, and they were not like, they never pushed me to go to church and never kind of make me, me and my sister as well. But my mom thought that I would be a priest. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because I was in the church all the time. I just loved being in the church, and I was every Sunday. These little boys who helps the priest doing the math,
Yeah.
And I was living in a small city back in Brazil, very small city, and for you to get a place during the math, you need to arrive very early. And I was always the first one because I wanted to be there. But so my mom thought that I would be a priest, or I would marry a blonde lady because I was I don't know, I think you don't know, but there is a Brazilian entertainer in the 80s called Xuxa, and she was very big at the time. This blonde lady, blue eyes. And all my generation, the 80s, any Brazilian person, if you ask about Xuxa, not just Brazil, but Argentina, South America, if you ask about Xuxa, everyone knows. And so because I loved her so much, I still do, a big fan. Anyway, so yes, you thought, oh, he's gonna be a priest, or he'll marry a blonde lady. Both ways didn't have, so. Right, yeah.
Did you just like the attention of being in the church limelight, or what was it?
Yeah, that's when I think about, when I analyze when I was a child, that's the only thing, because I just love being, I don't know, doing the choir as well, or doing the mass, you know. I just love that, being there, you know, singing as well. And I remember just being part of the community. And you know, you need to go, there is the church, and you need to go to these classes as well on Saturday. So I did all the first communion, I did all of that. So I was very into the church. I think it's just the fact of being there, you know. I just loved it. But I didn't have the gifts. I didn't have the gift. Like I don't think I could be a priest. Okay, next question is, if you were in a circus, which character would you be and why?
I would say like an acrobat, one who walks on all the tight ropes. Because I feel like my whole life is like trying to balance things. So, you know, why not go into that as a profession?
Very adventurous, very adventurous. Yeah. Let's get another one. Do it. What the interesting thing as well, and when I finished high school, I want to be a lawyer actually. Yes, I applied to go to university at the time before I left Brazil, because I was living in Portugal before, and because I always loved Portuguese grammar. I always loved history and everything. So my teacher, they were all the time saying, "We're gonna be a good lawyer," blah blah blah. So I had that in my mind at the time, people saying that, and yes. And when I look back, I couldn't be a lawyer, that's for sure. But at the time with my passion, I applied to go to university to be a lawyer at the time. But my parents, they couldn't afford the university at the time. So yeah, here I am right now. But yeah, at the time, I always, like, when I was 17, 16, I was set up to be a lawyer. I said, that's what I'm going to do for life.
Like a good trial lawyer, you know, convincing other people and being persuasive and outgoing. So I can see you doing it.
Yeah. Oh, it just made my day now. What's a compliment? My God, that's a very good compliment. Right. Would you ever get a tattoo, or not? Do you have a tattoo?
I do not have a tattoo, but I want one. So I've always wanted. That's an angel coming out like of stone, because I really like the quote by Michelangelo that was that I saw an angel in the marble and I carved until I set him free. So that's the tattoo I would get.
Do you think you'll get on one day? Do you think?
I think so. I was gonna get one this year, but then 2020's just been absolutely crazy. So, you know,
I'm very scared of tattoos. I've got some friends, they love tattoos, and I think it's beautiful. Some people looks very beautiful, you know, tattoos.
I'm a low pain tolerance person, so I don't know how.
That's funny. Kurtis, are you enjoying the show so far?
Absolutely, yeah.
Great. Let's do another question. The next question, tell me a little bit about being a coach. How did you start it?
So becoming a coach, everyone has always kind of looked to me for leadership. I've been in a lot of different leadership roles throughout life. Also had to overcome a lot in my life. You know, I grew up in poverty. I grew up in the Bible Belt region, and then had to overcome the kind of oppression that has about the LGBT lifestyles. You know, I've had to overcome depression in my life. I actually, about 3 years ago, I actually had a suicide attempt that since then I've really just transformed my life. And so today I kind of coach people through those steps that I use to overcome that. And that's what I love to do. I especially like helping people with personality alignment. Which, not to get too technical, it's just to kind of help your inside match like what your behaviors are outside. So, because a lot of us have, you know, we act differently than what we feel. So that's a lot of what I focus on.
Absolutely. Great. Good one. Very good. Right. Who was your favorite teacher at school and why?
My favorite teacher would probably be a man called Gary Morris, and he was my political science teacher in high school. He's the one that really kind of led me down the path to becoming a lawyer and a politician and those kind of things. and really becoming an activist in, the political region. He actually encouraged me to apply for what's called the McConnell Scholarship, which is one of the premier political scholarships in the United States. And I became a McConnell Scholar because of his kind of nudging me along to do that. So I'm very thankful for him.
Are you still in touch with him?
Yeah, we still text, and I will go back to my high school every now and then to help out with things like mock trials and stuff like that for the high school students there. So
wow, amazing. Okay, Kurt, let's get another question for you. Let's do it. Right, Kurt, which talent do you wish you had?
I wish I could sing. That would be the one talent that you too. Yeah. We always talked about, we come from the church and everything, but I did not get blessed with that beautiful choir voice. So
I tried as well. I tried.
Yeah, I actually went as Michael Jackson for Halloween one time. So
oh wow.
I'm huge into music artists. Prince is my favorite. So, and I got to see him in concert right before he passed. And
Prince?
Oh yeah, I was front row in one of his concerts.
Oh my God, what a gift! Oh wow, amazing.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm a huge Prince fan, so I get it. I love Prince, so.
Cool, let's do it. Another one. Next question is, Kurt, what keeps you up at night?
I am a big goal planner, so I dwell on my goals and, really plan them out and everything. So probably that and my writing. I will write until 5, 6 in the morning sometimes because I've got this great idea and have to get it on paper. So that definitely keeps me up late.
Are you a day or night person?
So I'm a night owl. Mornings are a struggle for me. So you're really blessed that I agreed to 8
I was about to say I should feel special right now to get you up very early.
It's rough for me in the mornings, but I'm one of those I can stay up till 4 a.m. and just be as energetic as possible. So.
You always being like that night person, or?
Always, since I was a little kid. I've always loved the nights, and I just feel like I get a lot more accomplished, and while everybody else is sleeping. So.
Okay, Kurt, I've got 3 questions left for you. Okay?
Sure.
Let's do it. For the next question, can you talk a little bit, if you don't mind, about the suicide attempt you had?
Yeah. So it was June 3rd of 2016. I had gone through a really bad breakup, and I was studying for the bar exam, so that was very mentally taxing. I was going through probably the worst financial status of my lifetime. So it was just a lot had built up. I'd also struggled with a lot of impulsive behaviors and poor coping mechanisms. So a lot of things added up to that. And it was both what I refer to as the best and worst time of my life. And it was the worst because, I felt that way, to the point of feeling, like internally like a monster, and just feeling like, things weren't ever going to get better, just that total lack of hope, and that nobody could understand it. So that was the hardest part. But the best thing is what came after it, since surviving, thankfully. I was in the ER, and the only thing I really remember before truly coming to is I remember them saying, you got about a 30% chance of making it. So that's what I recall. but I did make it, thankfully.
Totally, absolutely.
Life has totally changed since then. You know, everybody always says, you know, why is life changed so much for you? And one of my mottos is kind of like, I live on borrowed time at this point. So I can do anything I want and anything I want to be happy. And, you know, it's all borrowed time, because if I had lost my life that day, then I wouldn't be here. So, you know, so look at life now, and I go and do the things I want to do, and I don't let anything hold me back. So
amazing. Thanks so much for sharing that. Thank you very much. And it's very interesting, because you talk about very open, you know, and also you, as you mentioned before, was the worst and the best part of your life. I think that's when you realize that when you see taking a positive way, you know, like you took like something positive out of it. That's what matters, and you can share that as well with a lot of people, and I think that's what counts. Thanks so much for sharing. Cool. Yeah. Next question is, Kurt, what was your worst foot-mouth moment?
Ooh. I can't say that I can think of one that was the worst. Now, I will say this. So with my country accent, I elongate my O's. So I say like shoulder and hole. Like I can't hardly use those words fully. So when I was student body president at U of L, my speech person that edited all my speeches, they would cross out the word whole, which is W-H-O-L-E, like whole student body or whole piece of pie, because he's like, every time you use that word, you're calling all the student body hoes, because I would say hoe rather than whole. So that Kentucky accent gets me in trouble sometimes.
That's funny. I'll tell you something now. As you know, my first language is not English, and there is two, like, you know, the word beach and beaches. You know, the beach or I never get it right. I've done I've done so much time, and I've done some exercise as well. But if I need to speak like naturally, I get stopped. And oh my God, am I saying the right thing or not? I always get to this point when I cannot say it right. Anyway, I hope I get one point. Right, 2 questions left, Kurt. Let's do. Before the question, I'm gonna ask a question now. As you know, as you said about being gay, you had struggle in the past and everything, no support. If you could choose to be gay in next life, would you like to be gay again?
Absolutely. I wouldn't change that about myself at all. That's part of who I am, and the greatest thing about it to me, and my mom actually commented on this when I took her to the bar for my like 22nd birthday or something, because she just wanted to see the community and see everything I was involved in and stuff. And she's like, you know, the one thing I really noticed about the gay culture and gay community is there's no real age barriers. Like there's no, you know, you've got 20-year-olds that are talking to, you know, 70-year-olds and as friends and stuff, that there's not really like these little small groups that kind of click up and stuff. So, you know, that to me has been just truly unique about gay culture, is the age differences in terms of just like being friends and, you know, loving one another for who you are and regardless of age and those kind of things. So
great. I'll come again as well as gay next life. I would choose. I think it's nice to be gay. As I said, it's not easy, you know, when you start to get to know yourself, but when you look back, you just learn, it makes you stronger, you know, it makes you a unique person. I think we are fortunate of being gay.
Oh yeah.
Right, next question is, what 3 things are you most grateful for?
I am most grateful for, number 1, I'd say just living and being here. You know, there was a time in my life when that...
You can tell.
30% chance. So living is definitely number 1. Number 2 would be my family and friends. So my loved ones, basically, that have been there for everything, and, you know, been supportive and those kind of things. So number 3 would be my cat. So, Kit Kat, and she is just she's now 4 years old, and definitely has changed my world. You know, I don't have a husband or kids yet, so my cat gets all my attention. So.
What's her name?
It's Kit Kat, like the candy bar.
Can I see her? She's around?
She's not around. I tell you what, I got it's in my office. I have pictures of my cat.
Oh, that's sweet.
A little black.
Was a present, or did you buy her?
So actually, I got her as a New Year's gift to myself 4 years ago. So, yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That's cute. That's sweet. Okay, Kurtis, are you ready for the last one?
Sounds good.
Let's do it. Good question now came up to you. Give one advice to your president.
The new one or this one?
let's for both.
Cool. For the current one, I would say the best advice I would have is be more watchful about the things that you say. Be more kind in general. I really do think that that's what cost him the election this year. You know, he's hurt a lot of people and by the things that he said, and so that's number one for him. For the new one, I would say my advice is do your best to try to unite the country, because I think we are very divisive right now in the United States, you know, incredibly divisive, and you know, we've got to really work on that. You know, we're all different. We all have different cultures and backgrounds, and, you know, being kind is one thing, but, you know, having some sort of understanding between people is really important.
Great. Good one. I'm glad this question came up to you, as you well know about it. You're very knowledgeable about politics, so good. You see, the magic box always gives surprise. You see, I know select the question are all here. I just pick it up and the right question comes to the right person. Okay, Kurt, it's not the end yet. Okay, so let's play the quick thinking game. So I'm gonna give away some words and you just tell me one thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
Let's start with money.
Lots of it.
Okay. Family.
Love and kindness.
Life.
Always tomorrow.
Okay. Sex.
Pleasurable, enjoyable.
Okay. Love.
Hope to find it one day.
Politics.
Tolerant and caring.
Okay. Religion.
God is love is probably what comes to mind there.
Okay. Fear.
Overcome it.
Regrets.
They help you focus in on things that you need to work on in life.
Desire.
Be cautious of it.
Okay. Or wish.
For everyone in the world to be happy.
Good one. Very good one. Okay, Kurt, let's pretend now I'm going to have a cup of tea with your best friends, okay? And I'm going to ask your best friend, tell me the most beautiful thing about Kurt and tell me something that he needs to improve on. What do you think he'll tell me?
They would probably say my kind-heartedness would be the thing that they like most, and my knowledge and kind of the advice that I give. I'm always there for them, and whenever they really need something to talk about or somebody to be there for them. Things that I need to improve on, I am very goal-oriented, so that can also be a downfall, because sometimes I might lack even though I feel empathy within me about a situation, sometimes I have to go at it from a leadership standpoint. I'm not as empathetic externally. So you know, I might be like, if they're asking me about a relationship or something, I may be like, look, you've got to get over this, you know, like be blunt about things rather than, you know, being like, I understand, you know, that sort of thing.
You're just a good lawyer. That's it. You're just a good lawyer. That's why.
I don't know. So.
Okay, Kurtis, let's play now, Kurtis, and the magic box, and you can ask me a question, okay? Okay, you can ask me a question now.
All right. So my question is, you know, we all grow from our failures in life. So what's a time in life that you failed at something, and how did you bounce back from it?
Right. I think I've hurt people, like close people, a very dear friends, like in the past, that you know, they were there for me like 100%, and I didn't realize that at the time. I was selfish, and when I look back, and I just I could see how selfish I was, how I didn't understand the message, and that it was so visible, you know, at the time. And but yeah, when as again, I take all things in a positive way, you know, I wasn't ready to see it, the bigger picture, or the time right at the time when it happened. But yes, I think I hurt like dear friends in the past, and yeah, I was also ready to get the right message. And it was so, they were explaining me at the time and trying to make me understand. And when I look back, I can see that yeah, I learned like just to be more flexible and not selfish. That's all. I think we need to be more you know, like approachable. You need to understand other people as well around us, and people who loves us. You know, there are so many people around us that they just love us the way we are, and sometimes we don't see it and take advantage of it, if you know what I mean. But yeah. So that's it's something that oh my God, it's a good question. It just made me
tried to reconnect with those people since then.
Yes, it's absolutely. That's what I say, that because, you know, they love you, even though they, you know, I was wrong at the time, and they realized that I wasn't ready to see the bigger picture, you know. And yes, absolutely, and I'm so grateful to those people, because I can see how much they love me. Because, you know, if they're not my real friends, they would have gone. Do you know what I mean? They would have understand it, that I just wasn't there. I wasn't ready to see it. And yeah, they're around me, and I'm very grateful to them as well. And I'm grateful as well for what happened as well, because made me understand and realize, you know, how selfish we can be, and not just to understand that the world not just about us, you know, it's about everyone around us.
Yeah.
Say again.
Community, and, you know, having everybody, you know, be a part of a tolerant and kind society, you know.
Totally.
That's awesome.
Yes, to be honest, I'm glad as well that happened to me at the time when I was, let's say, younger, or, you know, that's, imagine if you didn't realize. And I'm so glad that you realized that. And then again, we make mistakes, you know, but when you see things out of it, like the positive part of it, and when you realize that, I think that's what matters. And yeah. Thanks for the question. Wow, I love it. Thanks for the question. Kurtis, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the show?
I sure did. Yeah, I'm really glad you sent me an invite. So
thanks so much.
It's an amazing thing what you're doing. I think it's very inspiring, and, you know, I'm really happy you're connecting with people from all over. I've had a chance to watch a few of the videos now, and it's really awesome how you connect with people from just all over the world. So
thank you very much, Kurtis. Thanks so much. You know, I just connect with you when you're a very approachable person as well, when you're very honest and you're very open as well. I think that's what matters, and you made me feel comfortable. But the beginning, when I was asked what you do for a living, this and that, I was like, oh my God, that's gonna be a tough one. But you made me feel comfortable, and thanks so much for that.
Yeah, sometimes people find me a little intimidating, but I try to be as, like, you know, soft, you know, easy to get along with and stuff as possible. So
no.
I'll tell you one quick thing. One of the reasons a lot of lawyers find me intimidating is because I'm in my office right now. So I actually have, whenever they come through my office door, I don't tell them, but I've got this friend here.
Oh wow!
Yeah. A stuffed coyote. So So that's why they find me intimidating around here.
I see it. That's funny. That's very funny. Right, Curtis, just before you go, if you don't mind to share a positive quote or a positive message, something that inspires you in life, please.
Yeah. So I've got two things on that. The first one is a quote from somebody else. One of my favorite quotes is from Robert Kennedy, which is adapted from several other people, but he said, "There are those who look at things the way that they are and ask why, and I dream of things that never were and ask why not." You know, that's really important to me. I think, you know, our world is constantly progressing, and, you know, so much of what we're seeing now, even with, you know, racial injustice and stuff like that, you know, we see things the way they are, and, you know, we're concerned, but I think a lot of times we have to solve the problem from a whole new viewpoint. So that's my quote from someone else. But most important, I'll leave you the quote that most people know me for, and that's believe in the passions of others as much as you would want them to believe in yours. To me, that's just so important, is, you know, if somebody's passionate about something, never discourage them from that. You know, if you look back, you've got Oprah, who, you know, they told would never be a good host, and you've got Walt Disney, who they told would be an awful artist, and, you know, so, you know, you look at all those people and the successes that they became, and all of those actually, unique things about them is they've also tried to commit suicide within their lifetimes. So, you know, I often think, you know, what would be different if people just believed in the passions of others. So believe in the passions of others as much as you would want them.
No, I like that. I like that. Believe in the passions of others. That's amazing. That's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Saying that, I saw somebody post online something about Meryl Streep. That's a picture of her when she's on the train, on the tube, coming back from her first audition, and they said no to her because she was ugly. I don't know if you saw that, but she was ugly, and she said, and now I've got 18 Oscars.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that's, when I was reading, I was like, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, she's the best actress ever. I mean, she's been everything from a rabbi to, you know, ABBA, you know. So
You're such a lovely person. Thanks so much for being so kind. You accepted my invitation.
Sounds good. I really appreciate it, William. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I'll keep in touch, okay? All the best.
Thanks.
Bye,
You
guys.
too.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.